Today I'm working on my 2008 BMW X5 4.8. It's an E70 model. It has a park brake malfunction that pops up on the dash, and I gotta get this car inspected in a few days, so I want to make sure I fix that. It's related to the emergency brake. So I'll show you what it looks like in the car. Let's just key on. Right away it says park. Pushing or pulling this does nothing. Starting the car, you get this. So after a second you'll get a little pop-up. It shows park. On the heads-up display there it says park brake malfunction. It also says it over here on the iDrive. So basically you get that, and you have no functionality here, so without that I wouldn't be able to pass my yearly inspection. So I'm going to tackle that today by trying to scan the codes and see what's up. So I got an older laptop set up here with INPA. Talked about it in other videos. I have this cable, K plus D CAN USB interface cable. You can find these on Amazon, you can find them on eBay. You shouldn't really be paying more than 20 bucks for it. So we're going to connect this to the car, and we're going to load up INPA in this instance to pull the code off of the actual module. Okay, we're connected. Load up INPA. So I'll put a thread linking you to how to set up INPA. I'm using version 5.06. I loaded the Dayton file specific to the E70. So I'm going to E70, going to chassis, parking brake, electromechanical, double click it. Okay, we're going to read the error memory. We got an error. One error in memory. Error code 600D. For a little bit of background here, this car is up to date software wise. The modules have been updated. There was actually a TSB regarding this issue, and that TSB said that you should try a software update prior to replacing any parts when you have either error code 600D or 600B or both. So in my case, I happen to have 600D now, but I used to have both. I did a software update on all the modules. So I'm going to functional jobs here. We're going to the UIF so I can show you guys. We're up to date. Modules are all up to date. So that didn't fix things. And I was trying to fix this on a budget, because normally this part at the dealer would cost about $2,100 to have replaced. Independent shops may throw a used one in for you for like at least $1,000, sometimes more. On eBay they range used for on average $850. Quite expensive, and I figured I'd rip open that control module, take the actual motor out of it, because I saw on eBay that people are selling actual DC motors that go inside the module. I actually tried that, didn't work, sent the motor back. You know, I haven't spent anything thus far to get to where I'm at, but where I'm at is a module that won't, no matter what I do, I can't clear that 600D code. I'm going to start by jacking up the car, popping off the wheels, and then removing the rear brakes. So I'll show you guys that now. I'll show you once the car's up in the air and the wheels are off. Okay, wheels are off. Car is jacked up and supported on jack stands. So if you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but this cable here actually run over to here. Alright, here. Right here. Right here. This is the cable from the emergency brake. Right here. Going to the left side. This particular screw here is held in, holding a bracket. So I'm thinking I'll just go step by step. It's a 5mm Allen. So I'm gonna just stick this on. Okay. So get that installed. Gotta break that free. Once I get that off, I'm gonna pull this bracket off, and we'll see if the cable pulls out or if I gotta take off the rotor. I'll let you guys know. Yeah, I was able to get that bracket off. Cable kind of moves back and forth freely now, but rotor's still gonna have to come off. So I'll do the next 6mm Allen. Pop this off before you do anything. Next we'll pull the caliper off. I'll let you know what type of socket you need. It looks like an E-socket. So here's the bolt for the caliper bracket. It's actually, I don't know, E18 or E17. Largest I had was an E16. Doesn't fit. 14mm fits on there perfectly. So if you want to do it properly, look for the right socket, but 14mm is perfectly fine. It grips on there quite well. See, it's perfectly fine. So I'm going to use the 14mm again, and once I get these two bolts off, I'll slide off the caliper and show you guys. Off now. This valve is very good. So, cable. Just checking where the cable comes through. And it comes into this little mechanism here. So I'll figure this out I'll show you guys. Okay, I screwed up. I didn't have the camera rolling on that side when I pulled off the cable off the shoes. So I'll demonstrate on this side. So down in here, there's a spring. I just want to get underneath the spring. Just get behind it, like that, and then lift up. And it pops out, like that. Anyway, springs down. And you don't have to take this clip off. Just pull up, make enough clearance. And it's hard to freaking maneuver with you later. Okay. Here's your actuator. Pull it down. See how it just kind of collapses down? And then unclip it. Cable. Now that I removed that same bracket, it looks like that. It was bolted over here against the knuckle holding in this cable here. So there's the cable. Released. Okay. There is a rubber grommet. Should barely be able to see it right here. It just lifts up. You need two hands to do this. Lift this cable up right here, and it'll pop out of here. It's hard to see, but that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Right there, this guy here. Just pop this straight up, and then we should be able to go under the car to lower the module. Okay, so we're under the car now. Here's the actual park brake module right here. This right here. 3 10mm bolts hold it. There's 1, 2, 3. These are the cables that we've released. Here's a connector. Just push on it and then lift up like that. Here's my connector. It's perfectly fine. Not burnt out at all. I think this cable clips onto the arm here. This is for your emergency release from the trunk right here. We'll have to figure out how to do that next. So I'm going to remove these 3 10mm and then we'll see what happens next. That's the last bolt. It looks like that. So here's the module. You have to lift it up and out of these grommets, and then you can slide it out. I don't think I'll have enough room without removing this bracket here. So I'm going to take those off, 3 12mm. Correction, these are actually 13s. Last bolt. There's 3 for this metal bracket. Looks like that. There's the bracket there. So here's the module. Let's try to feed these lines out of the way. The only tricky part I haven't looked into yet is how to disconnect this this piece here, which is right here. I believe that's for the emergency disengage in case it fails. You want to force it to disengage. this right here. So I'll let you guys know. For now, I gotta fish out these lines so that they have a clear path to drop out. So I'll try that and I'll let you know. Got the cable out. I just have to fish it out, and you just gotta play around with it and clear it. It just kind of goes over the subframe here, and then this can just clear, just barely. So I'm just gonna do the same thing, wiggle this free, go after the other side, and then I'll show you guys when I'm dropping it down. Okay, got the box free. You can see, got that cable disconnected. The only thing I gotta do now, here it is here, it's hanging on the exhaust. See, I need to figure out this cable here for the emergency disconnect. It actually goes over here, so I'm going to take this cover off and see if there's an easy way to disconnect that. There's a couple 8 mils. I'll show you once I remove them and tell you where they are. So I ended up removing these 2 bolts for the splash shield. I think I'm going to be able to see what's going on behind this wheel liner. Okay, one of the steps you got to do is you got to go in here in the back in the trunk. See right there? That little thing right there. Just waiting for it to focus. That's your emergency release. Okay? So, lift up here. There's 2 tabs you gotta push in. Should be able to do it by hand. Okay, so I've released those. If I give it a little push, it's just gonna fall. So you can pull that down from below now. Going under the car now. We're supported on jack stands. So that bracket here, you can see this is the emergency release cable, and this is the module itself up here. So I'm going to remove these 13 mil fasteners that hold this plate on. That will allow it to drop down, and then we'll attempt disconnecting the cables. And then after that, there's this emergency release. We're going to unclip it from the subframe here. It clips in at a couple points, one back here, and then it just comes in between here, the shield here. I'm going to have to remove this metal to be able to drop it down. For now I can get it out of here, but when I'm reinserting, there's a cable. You can see it's quite long. I got to take these 2 8 mils out, slide this back to be able to stick my hand and shove it back into place. I guess I'll keep it rolling and see if I can lower that down now. Here we are, under the car. Everything's disconnected. So coming this way seems to be the way to go. Make sure your cables come clear. That's your emergency release, main cable. There we go. Off the car. I'm gonna put her on the bench now, and let's go to step 2. It is on the bench. It's gonna look like that. So as I said, we got these 313s. This is one of them here. It's hard to see, but I'm on it right now. So I'll get these released, and I'll show you when I'm dropping it down. Here's the electrical connector for the box. There's a little push pin in the middle. You got to push that, and then you can stick your thumb behind this. Slide back and pull out. So another potential cause for these codes is a burnt out electrical connector. So that's something they say to look out for. Mine seems okay. The wiring is good, and I was getting good communication with the actual module itself. But that's one thing that could potentially go wrong. So these are loose now. So that's that. Supposedly this car has air springs, so there's a little less room than other cars may have. But from what I understand, it's recommended to take this side off first. It's just you gotta turn this. You should be able to turn it by hand. At least I was able to. So when you release this side, it gives you more clearance on the other side. Maybe I should have done this when one of these bolts was still in, but either way, it's kind of a two-handed operation. So I'm going to turn this counterclockwise, get it almost all the way off, and then I'll get back with you. That wasn't too bad. I was able to do that by hand. So I'm releasing. These are called bowden cables. They are what run to your brake drums. Okay. So that slides away. This is what you'll end up with. Now you have to screw this black plastic thing. You have to screw it clockwise from what I had read. Okay, quite a number of times. And if you do it long enough, it comes out like that. It wasn't that bad actually. So that's how it comes out, like that. Then you don't have the tension on this side. So we'll go back here. And you gotta be careful here. I need to put the camera away again to loosen this guy here. Oh no, I got it. So you're supposed to take some care on this side because there's a white plastic clip that you gotta disconnect. Okay. So if you notice, there's that. Actually, a blue plastic clip. So there's a couple clips you gotta pry on or push on. I'm gonna try that and I'll tell you how to do it. I'm sure this is a two-handed operation. That wasn't bad. I took this and I just went in under here very gently, kind of lifted up on this, and then it kind of backed itself back, and then you kind of have to slide back and push up, and it kind of unclips. See there? It goes onto here, and this part kind of clips into that. People are saying be really careful. I was reading on the forums, but that wasn't bad at all. So now what I don't know is if I can get this out of here with this metal bracket attached. I'm going to try. First I should route this emergency release cable a little better. There's the emergency release cable. This was really easy to get it to this point, easier than taking the wheels off. I definitely recommend you guys do this if you're going to try this. Don't take the wheels off. It's kind of tight, but let's see. I'm sliding it towards the driver's side now with the metal bracket on. There, we're free. There we go. Pack it pretty good. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. Comes with cables and everything. It's claimed to be new other. I would imagine that it's rebuilt. Looks like they've been inside. I just know because I've opened up mine. But so it's probably a reman. Anyway, for what I paid, if it works out, I'm not going to be complaining. It looks like the updated casing. They pulled the sticker off. Updated casing, but it's definitely X5 specific. So that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys unboxing of what to expect when you order it from China. I'm going to get this installed in the car now, and then we'll see about coating it to the car. Okay, so I fished the cable up over the subframe. It kind of just guides itself into place because the cable's so stiff. I snapped in that grommet that's behind the air shock there. It just snaps in. I was thinking about putting some grease on the rubber grommet just to help guide it in place, but it snapped on really easily. So as promised, I'm going to show how to reconnect this. So here's the piece. Just basically get your piece around the tool, get it around here like that, and then close it off, and hold the light here at the same time. On the bottom side, this piece here, this little cutout has to insert into the shoe like so. See, just guides itself into place, and then push this over into place. Get that lined up, and we'll guide the shoe back down. There. Just like that. So I kind of tucked the shoe up and out of the way. So I'm just gonna kind of bring it back down, snap it into place. So that's ready to go. Didn't have to play around with this. This actual piece here. Before I reassemble, I'll just spray this with some brake clean and reinstall the rotor. Well, you know, I still gotta put this spring on here, but I'm just gonna use a pair of side cutters, get it to clip on, snap into place, just like you would any other drum shoe job. And yeah, so I'm pretty much done. I gotta route up that cable for the emergency release to the trunk, but that just routes up in here. You can see the hole through this opening. Just gotta snap it back in place up around here. Just kind of goes up and snaps in. I'll reconnect everything. Okay, we're all reassembled. Modules back on the car. Everything's reinstalled. Alright, back together. All mounted. So I'm gonna go put that back on the car, plug it in. The only thing I gotta show you guys is where to stick this emergency cable. So I'll show you that, and then we'll go on to programming. I won't be able to show a whole lot of this on camera, but there's your piece Here's your passenger cable. So what I'd recommend is slide this module as far over this way toward the passenger side as you can. It'll just make it easier to hook on the end of that cable there. It kind of just clamps around it, and then you slide that blue thing forward, it locks into place. Then you can slide toward the driver's side to screw in that cable. So all I can tell you is, for a tip, is bring this over this way as much as you can. Gives you lots of slack so you can get that on. So that was definitely a two-handed job to get that to click on. I had to play around with, I just held this steady with one hand and kind of maneuvered this to kind of find it, get it to catch, and then you just gotta, once you feel it catching, you just gotta slide this blue thing forward and it clicks. So now I'm done here. So I'll screw this cap on, go over to the driver's side and show you that. So definitely start with the driver's side, passenger side. Basically, you gotta put this in there. This screws into that rod there. You gotta turn this counterclockwise to tighten. So I'll let you know how I did it. I have to do it by feel. Turn this by hand, counterclockwise, until it feels right, and then put your cap on. I think what you want to do is make it flush. I can't really see in there, but this little black piece here will be flush with the square hole eventually. Either way, I don't think you can really screw this up, so I'll do that and then proceed on. I just got done installing the new module, so we're going to go in the car. The parking brake isn't encoded yet, so I gotta write the VIN to it. Let's just see what happens when I put the key on. Still have the same malfunction. Parking brake, vehicle may roll. So it's getting a different symbol, giving different information. Anyway, it's a new module and also I think I have to write the VIN to it, so I'm going to load up NCS Expert to encode it to the vehicle order, so we'll do that now. So we'll load up INPA, make sure we have a connection, so you don't have one yet. Okay, we're good. So what we're going to do here, let me just get this all in frame, is we're going to go to NCS Expert. We're going to load a profile. We're going to get the VIN loaded. Choose the chassis. We're going to grab the vehicle order from the CAS. You'll see it all loads up there. We're going to go back. We're going to process a particular ECU, which is going to be EMF. Hit OK. So now it says SG Coderin. If we just execute job, it's just going to download the VIN and write the vehicle order to the module. So we're going to do that now. There, we're done. Let's see what happens with turning the key off and on now. I still get the same thing, vehicle may roll. So I'm going to pull up on this 15 seconds. No? Try disengaging. I just heard it, yeah. I just heard the pump, the motor actuate. So, it's gone. So I'm going to turn key off. And we'll just pull up on it. You can hear it. And we got a red park symbol. And now we're going to push down. I think you have the key on for that. So we got our park symbol off. Yeah, it rolls. Okay, so we're fixed. So I'm sure a few people ask, I got that module off eBay. It was described as new other, and you know, you could tell that whoever rebuilt that module basically made it look new, but you know, there's a couple signs that would have made it seem like it's rebuilt. I didn't really ask. It was $365 shipped, express shipping to the US took 2 days. The manufacture date on the module was 2011, like August 2011. Looks like an updated module. For anybody curious, here is who I bought this from. Right there. Has good ratings. Quality, auto 168. Parking brake actuator with control unit. If you just search 6850289 on eBay, you'll pull up some different options. So, comes with warranty, manufacturer part number. Let's see. Looks like he's got it listed for a few bucks more now, but you know, maybe they'll put it on sale. So it comes from China. It came really fast. Condition. Let's see what they say. New other. See details. Doesn't tell you a lot. But hey, it worked for that kind of money. It's not bad. So you can get them for a reasonable price now. When I was searching literally a couple weeks ago, I couldn't. These weren't on there, and used ones are $850. New ones were like $1,200-1,500. Dealer wants $2,100 to fix this, which is nuts. So either way, just want to put this in there. Anyway, so you know, I may be wrong. It almost looks new, or you know, who knows if it's what the story is, but it worked out. 365, and I was able to put it in. I tried changing the motor in my original module, and I tried seeing if there's any burnt out chips on the board. None of that checked out, so this was the easiest way. So I fixed it for 365, and yeah, it looks like you need to write the VIN to the actual module with NCS Expert, so you'll need to have input and some basic stuff. But yeah, all in all, I'm happy to have fixed it for that much, and thanks for watching and good luck.